Sandy sucks. Ugh. I have installed a Sandy is hovering alert so that way we can talk about it every time she hovers and is not driving the damn boat in this episode. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Below Deck Med Season 5, Episode 10, Closing Time. Oh man, this episode really bummed me out and pissed me off all at the same time. Sandy's hovering, Kiko's going, and Malia's boyfriend happens to be coming in to save the day. What a coincidence, said no one ever. Kiko, I love you. Okay, I just had to get that out of the way. Poor Kiko. So he's going. We picked up where we left off. He's saying his last day is tomorrow. He's not going to make them less money. And we have a Sandy is hovering alert. We'll see this throughout the episode. Sandy likes to hover. You could call it micromanaging. You could call it not driving the boat. Whatever it is, Sandy is hovering. So poor Kiko is spiraling. He's saying he messed up in front of everybody after that Vegas night. He says he'll cook tomorrow and then he has to go. He's talking to Hannah and he's just saying how Captain Sandy thinks he's not capable. He didn't know what Vegas-y style was. I just feel so bad for Kiko. I'm going to say something completely shocking here, but I didn't completely hate Hannah this episode. I actually felt a tiny bit bad for her, but we'll talk about that too. Believe me, she still sucks. So she's spiraling too. She's saying, I hate this job. She's on the front of the boat, kind of having a meltdown. Meanwhile, the mean editors keep showing Kiko crying in his bed. So then we have a scene with Hannah and Sandy. And Sandy's asking Hannah why she's shaking, and she's looking at her, and again we have a Sandy's hovering alert. Hannah is actually trying to do her job, which you don't normally hear me say, but Sandy is hovering. She has nothing else to do. I'm sorry, this season sucks. I can't believe I'm saying that. I love this show. But this season sucks. I'm so pissed. Sandy is seriously hovering, and Hannah sucks at her job, and the one good guy on the boat, Kiko, is now having to go. Hannah wakes up in the middle of the night. We see that she's having some sort of panic attack. Malia's asking her if she's okay. Hannah says, I need Valium right now. So this, I think, is what's going to come into play later. I'm just speculating here, but I mean, come on. It just feels like a setup for next week. So we have seen her popping pills. Who knows? Could be sleeping pills, could be Valium, could be all of it. So we'll see what happens there. It's the third day of charter. Kiko's up. He's making breakfast. He's really struggling, as you would. How do you keep working with the same vigor after you found out you're about to be fired? So he's trying to make breakfast, and, he's doing his thing, and Sandy is hovering. So again, she's hanging out in the galley, not driving the boat, hanging out. Not helping things at all, making things very tense. Sandy, come on. Be like Captain Lee and say, I don't babysit, and all that crazy stuff. Kiko is supposed to be cooking this fish for these people, and he's just saying he doesn't have it in him. He starts packing up his knives. Poor thing, it's just breaking my heart. He's saying he feels like a loser. He doesn't want to serve anybody. He just wants to leave. He's going to lose his mind, so he climbs back in bed, and Captain Sandy comes to get him, and they have some sort of weird talk that isn't really a pep talk, and he's saying he can't do it, and she's like, cook the food you cook. Bah. They're making it seem like he had a chance to save himself. He doesn't. It's decided. It's all decided. So Hannah gets up. Again, I want to say something about Hannah, but normally I criticize her, but I thought it was nice that she got up to help out Kiko on what could be his last breakfast. So Hannah calls this restaurant. She makes a guest for lunch. That way he doesn't have to deal with that. And Malia goes up to talk to the captain. And the captain's asking what's going on with Hannah. And can we talk about this for just a second? I like Malia. I've seen a lot of comments where people haven't liked Malia. She doesn't bother me. I thought she's done a good job. I like that they have a female bosun. It seems pretty rare, but I didn't love this scene. This felt completely produced and staged. And something else that comes up later with Malia felt completely produced and staged. And the part that bothered me the most is the line that Malia gave here where she says, it all comes back to you as a captain because it all comes down on you and what you allow your standards on this boat. People have to remember that. Okay, that's just a kiss-ass line. She's saying that it all comes down to poor captain for having to fire Kiko. That sucks. It just felt really staged as well. It just added to my dislike of what's going on. I love this show. I do. It's one of my favorites on Bravo. I'm just so bummed out this season. 2020 sucks, and this is just part of it. So the guests go on the tender. They're going into town with Jessica and Rob. Hannah goes in to see Captain Sandy, who's called her in. And Captain says, what's wrong besides Kiko? And Hannah says, well, when someone's emotional, it's infectious. Captain says, I just want to finish on a strong note. I want to try to lift him back up. He can always come talk to me. He only has 2 more meals to cook, dinner and breakfast. And that you can always come talk to me thing, that implies that the captain's not always hovering in the kitchen. And we know that that's not the case. So Rob and Jessica, they continue to get a little bit weirder. Rob, I want to like him. He just has no personality. And they go off with the guests to this excursion in the most beautiful town. It's so gorgeous. The guests come up with this nickname job, Jessica and Rob. They're smooching. That's how they spent the episode, smooching. He tells a heartbreaking story about, again, reminding us that his mom had passed. He tells Jessica he loves her, which was kind of shocking. We switch over to Malia on the phone with her boyfriend, Tom. I don't really care about this scene, but damn, look at that view. I want to sit right there for a while and just look out over that water. It's gorgeous. So then we go back to poor Kiko. Kiko is just he's crying. He's upset, rightly so. I would be too. He's saying he's not a quitter. Good for him. The crew is trying to plan out a wrap for a 90s party that they're having. The guests come back on the charter. They bring the tender in and they want to go jet skiing. Leah is asking Rob if he can keep eyes on one of the jet skiers because it looks really rough out there and they're riding like maniacs. And so what does Rob do? He very quietly says, I'm going to the bathroom. That's my impression. And he leaves. And Malia gets pissed. Rob is trying to have a real relationship conversation with Jessica while this is happening. So Malia is calling him. He finally goes back. She has to have a talk with him about paying attention, not disappearing, whatever. Kiko. Oh, Kiko. So he says he's working like he has a chance to say. Again, this is one of the reasons I hate this episode is not only that he's going, I hate that they have it set up like, oh, he could pull this one out. He might be able to stay when that's not the truth. Let's talk about it right now. It's obviously staged. I understand that all reality shows are, but this whole bullshit about, oh, we lose a chef, but oh, Malia's boyfriend happens to be a trained chef who's worked on vessels like this and is very accomplished, and he's coming. It's going to be such a coincidence, you guys. Bullshit. This guy was too nice. He didn't cause that much drama or any drama, so he had to go. So that sucks. So he's saying rarely in his life does he get second chances. Oh, God. Malia is trying to make him feel better and tell him that Tom was in a similar situation where he didn't do well the first time he worked on a boat like this. So that was nice. We see the charter guest here. He's planning a surprise for his wife. He's going to put an anniversary ring in her dessert. Hannah tells the unit, to go get cake along with dinner. I thought that was going to be a plot line. It wasn't. He actually got cake. I'm shocked. He thought a patisserie was a florist, so that was kind of funny, but he actually got the cake. Poor Kiko. Look at this drink here. I just want to take a big glug of that drink. Is that sangria? I don't know. That's all I could think about when I saw this picture. I want a sip of that drink. And what happens next? Sandy's hovering. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. What a shock. Sandy is once again hovering, hanging out with the crew, making sure, I don't even know, just micromanaging. Kiko does get to come out and get the applause and reception that he deserves after making such good meals. Poor thing is just crying so hard, even in the confessionals. It just really bothered him. He cared so much, and he really tried. Hannah's hugging him. They placed a beautiful ring on the cake, and they present it to the guest, and she's shocked, and that's a sweet moment. We see Malia. She's doing her rap. Rob and Jessica are kissing because that's what they do. It's the next morning, the final day of charter, and what happens next? Sandy is hovering. She's hovering around laundry to micromanage Jess and everybody. Kiko's last meal. So he's talking about when he gets off the boat, he's going to have like 6 beers. The charter guests leave, and they thank Kiko, and it makes it more heartbreaking. He tells everybody he just can't stay for the tip meeting. Hannah's going to collect his money and bring it to him. He hugs everybody, and with that, Kiko is off. And as Kiko's leaving, we find out coincidentally, are you shocked? Malia's boyfriend's a chef. What? And he's coming when they're losing a chef. What? That's totally a coincidence, right? Not at all staged and completely planned. Oh, I'm shocked. So we see next time on Below Deck, the crew goes out. Bugsy and Alex are all over each other, and yay, I'm rooting for them. We have the tip meeting, curious to see what happens there. Malia's excited because her boyfriend's coming. And there's an argument between Hannah and Malia. So, yeah, I don't know if it's over sleeping arrangements or what. I feel like that's where shit's going to spiral. And then Captain Sandy is alerted of drugs on the boat. Valium perhaps? We'll see. So, guys, thank you so much. I didn't mean to be so negative during this episode. For somebody that loves this show, this one was a punch to the face. Like all the hovering, all the predictability, all the setup. I don't know about all that. So I will keep watching and covering. Hopefully I'll have a better attitude next time. Very curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. I cover New York. I cover Beverly Hills. Potomac just came back, so be sure to check those out. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Real Recaps, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.